Thank you, Mr Whitfield. That concludes the debate on Standing Order rule changes, procedures on consent in relation to UK Parliament bills. It's now time to move on to the next item of business, which is a debate on motions 13771 and 13772 in the name of John Swinney on appointment of Scottish Minister and appointment of Junior Scottish Minister. And can I remind members that under Rule 11.3.1 of Standing Orders, the question on these motions will be put immediately after the debate. And I invite members who wish to speak in the debate to press their request to speak buttons. And I call on the First Minister to speak to and move the motions.
Thank you, President Officer. I'm sure I speak for all members when I say that Mr Whitfield's speech was a great relief to us all. We've resolved that matter. I move the motions in my name which seek Parliament's approval that Gillian Martin be appointed as Scottish Minister and Alistair Allen be appointed as Scottish Junior Minister. Before I do so, I would like to express my best wishes to Mary McCallan as she temporarily leaves her Cabinet post to go on maternity leave. Mary McCallan is an outstanding and much valued Cabinet Secretary with responsibility for Scotland's response to one of the defining challenges of our age, climate change, and she has never shied away from taking the big decisions and always seeks to push the powers of her portfolio to their limits. Important though her Cabinet role is, it is nothing compared to the role she is about to take on as a mother and a parent when, with her husband Ian, they welcome their first child into their lives. There is no more vital task in our society than giving our children the best possible start in life, and while we will miss Mary McCallan around the Cabinet table, she has my full support to take the time she wishes to take and needs on maternity leave, knowing that her job is there for her on her return. Sadly, that is not the experience of all women, but it is a message I am keen for my government to promote strongly. There should be no barrier to women holding senior positions in organisations from having children, and they deserve our full support to be able to do so. And I know that the whole Chamber will join with me in sending our best wishes to Mary and to Ian as they await their new arrival. To turn to today's appointments, while Mary McCallan takes her maternity leave, I have asked Gillian Martin to assume her responsibilities and become Acting Cabinet Secretary for Net Zero and Energy. Gillian Martin has served as Minister for Climate Action since May, but has held similar briefs as a Minister for some time before that. Before she was elected to Parliament, Gillian Martin spent time working in the energy industry and, as a representative of the North East, fully understands both the complexities and the opportunities of her new role as she leads the Scottish Government's efforts to deliver a just transition. Gillian Martin will also retain responsibility for the circular economy. With Gillian Martin moving into a Cabinet position, I have asked Dr Alistair Allen to take on her responsibilities and become Acting Minister for Climate Action. Dr Allen is no stranger to ministerial office, having served as a Minister for many years previously in education and external affairs roles. He is well used to engaging with and listening to a wide variety of stakeholders on areas of critical importance to the Government. And as a long-serving member of the Scottish Parliament for the Western Isles, Dr Allen brings a particular perspective to a portfolio where considering the needs of rural communities is absolutely vital on issues such as renewable heating and energy efficiency. Presiding Officer, by the end of next week, we will have a new United Kingdom Government and we will await the result of the election. Although this Chamber is about to rise for its summer recess, Ministers across my government will be seeking to engage promptly and constructively with counterparts in Westminster over the summer period. Gillian Martin and Dr Allen are both very keen to pursue their responsibilities, and I ask Parliament to approve their appointments today.
Thank you. I now call on Douglas Lumsden.
Thank you, Presiding Officer, and I will be brief today. May I extend my best wishes to Mary McCallan as she heads off on maternity leave, and I'm sure she will be a fantastic mum, and I look forward to seeing her back in Parliament later in this session. As a parent myself, I remember only too well the sleepless nights, the stress and the worry, but I guess as a member of the SNP government that's something that Ms McCallan's already used to. I also welcome Gillian Martin to the role of Cabinet Secretary. She will bring a wealth of experience to the position. And it's good to see a former oil and gas spin doctor, as the Ferret referred to her, becoming Cabinet Secretary. I do enjoy debating with Gillian Martin because I am sure deep down she doesn't agree with her party's presumption against oil and gas. And I'm sure deep down she supports the Rosebank development. So I look forward to her changing her party's position and protecting the North East economy. I would also like to congratulate Dr Alistair Allen in getting back into government. This is finally a recycling target that the government has finally met. So we will support this motion today, Presiding Officer.
Thank you. And I now call on Martin Whitfield.
I'm very grateful, Presiding Officer. And again, as others have done, can I first echo my best wishes to Murray McCallan and to Ian for the arrival of what will be a bundle of joy that will take all of the time that you have. And I was minded when I read a quote that you'd given, Murray McCallan, that how could you complain that you were given as the pregnant lady more work as opposed to what might have happened in previous decades where you would have been written off. And I think to echo the First Minister's very powerful statements about that, I think this is a very significant move, and I congratulate both the government, but more importantly, I congratulate you. And the open-door offer to return to your job at the right time, and I like the fact that the First Minister said, when you are ready. I would listen very carefully to that. And to the appointments, to Gillian Martin, who has been in government and has been invited to, quote, step up to the role of Murray McCallan. I know she will fill this both fully and successfully. And also to Dr Alistair Allen, who I have had the pleasure to work with. And I was reminded when I read about the prospective appointment of a book that he'd written some while ago, where he compared his journey from Berwick to the Solway Firth by saying it would be appreciated by anyone who likes dry humour and wet weather. So I look forward to that returning to the Scottish Government at this time, and we will support the motion today.
Thank you. And I now call on Gillian Mackay.
Thanks, Presiding Officer. I want to start by welcoming Gillian Martin and Alistair Allen to their new roles. These roles are essential to tackling the climate crisis and accelerating our path to net zero. And I'm sure both Ms Martin and Dr Allen will not be surprised to hear that we will be pushing them hard on much of the work we need to see progress in the next year or so. We do need to keep in mind, Presiding Officer, that with more young women in Parliament than ever, we do need to look at how we support those going on maternity leave. Government are able to reshuffle to cover those responsibilities, but there is no equivalent support for regional or constituency responsibilities to actually allow maternity leave to be proper leave. We should learn from those who have taken maternity leave this session and how we as a Parliament could make that support better, including exploring locum cover. I want to end, Presiding Officer, by taking the opportunity on behalf of my party to wish Mary McCallan well for the arrival of her baby. We wish her, her husband Ian and the rest of the family all the best for this new adventure and the expansion of their family. I very much hope that Mary McCallan can have a good and peaceful maternity leave, as much as it can be, and I'm sure the whole Parliament look forward to meeting the new arrival in the coming months. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes the debate on appointment of Scottish Ministers and Junior Scottish Ministers. There are two questions to be put. The first is that motion 13771 in the name of John Swinney on appointment of a Scottish Minister be agreed. Are we all agreed? Yes. The motion is therefore agreed. The next question is that motion 13772 in the name of John Swinney on appointment of a Junior Scottish Minister be agreed. Are we all agreed? Yes. The motion is therefore agreed, and we will now move on to the next item of business, and I'll allow a moment for front benches to organise themselves.